Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you all about the tips of Mallorca, but I'll tell you everything. It's a very cool video that will help you plan your whole trip there. What to do, how to get there, where is the best place to stay on the island, where are the best beaches, do you have a party, where are the discos, beach clubs, and so on. So enjoy the video guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So as I always say, all you have to do is to give us a like, subscribe to the channel because this helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up. Well, for those who don't know, Mallorca is one of the 4 Balearic islands in Spain, which are Ibiza, Formentera, Mallorca, and Majorca. This is a very nice tour to do, guys. We did it and we loved it. There are beaches, amazing places, the energy there is really cool. If you haven't seen it, take a look after our video roadmap through the islands of Spain, which is very cool. We show you how we did this whole itinerary, but to summarize, Mallorca is in the middle of Ibiza and Majorca. So usually what people do is they do the tour and start either in Ibiza and they go to Mallorca and Majorca, or the other way around, or there are people who just go straight to Mallorca, and to get to Mallorca the easiest ways are either you go from Ibiza, which is what we did. We started in Barcelona, took the plane there to Ibiza, and then a plane to Mallorca. This sketch from Ibiza to Mallorca takes 30 minutes of flight. It's fast, and there are also ferries, which takes about 4 hours by ferry. It's also a good option if you are considering this path from Majorca to Mallorca. It's more or less the same distance from Ibiza, so it will be the same process. And if you come directly from Barcelona, the flight takes an hour and 10 the most, even a little bit less. I think it's about 15 minutes. It's pretty fast too. The ferry takes a little longer, about 6 hours when we compare the time by ferry and personal plane. It seems that it's much more, but it's not. For example, this ferry that's very far away, which goes from Barcelona to there, it takes 6 hours. The flight is 1 hour. It's much faster, but at the airport you have to arrive 2 hours in advance to check in and wait, and then until you get off and leave the airport it takes a while. On the ferry you arrive 20 minutes before, board it, and that's it. It's a much faster process. Even so, the airplane is still faster. It's the fastest way, but just to show that it's not so absurd. If at any point you find a very cheap ferry with a very good price, it will pay off for you to do these trips by ferry. But if it's more or less the same price or a plane is a little more expensive, it still pays off to fly. If you want to take a look, I'll leave all the links below in the description of the video, including the site that we use it to search for flights and the ferries, which is a very good site that searches the ferries from all over Europe, and there you can get an idea of how much are the ferries and how much are the flights with all the prices. And an important tip before going into the insider tips, let's talk about the season. Just like the other beach destinations in Europe, especially this region in Spain, all these cities and islands are very busy in the summer. So summer there is June, July, and August. July is the peak. They get very crowded. These island people get very crowded, including Mallorca. So if you can avoid July, it's good because it's very hot, very intense, and very crowded. The best moments are May and June, which is a very good time. It's hot, it's nice, and it's not too crowded yet. And then the middle of August and September is also very good time. We went in late August and early first week of September, and we loved it. Everything was empty and everything was working. The summer things were still working. Then after October, things start to close. There are many things that are not working. There still are. If you want to go there in October and November, you will still get a hotel and everything. But the parties, events, things already start to close, and they only reopen in the summer of the next year. But how many days do I stay in Mallorca? It's hard, folks. This itinerary through these beaches, these cities, is very difficult to distribute. We ended up staying 4 days in Mallorca. I think it was a good time, but we could have stayed more because it's a very big island with many different regions to visit. Majorca, I think it's much smaller and doesn't have so many things to do. So with 4 days, you can enjoy it well. Mallorca, if you want, you can stay there. You can dedicate a few more days, but if you can stay 3 or 4 days, you can see the main part of the island. And the main question everybody has is, how do I get around inside? What's this transportation like? How do I get around? We ended up renting a car and we found out there really that's what most tourists do, because the transportation there is one bus or another, but it's very precarious. It takes a long time and there are not many lines. Cab is very difficult to find because the island is big. There are many things, but you will see that many stretches are kind of deserted, so it's very difficult. The car ended up being the best option of all the good things that arriving at the airport you can already rent it. That's where the biggest and best car rental companies are. So our tip: rent at the airport and book in advance. Don't leave it to be done on the spot because it's much more expensive. Sometimes it's almost double and you run the risk of not having cars depending on the season. So make a reservation in advance, that you will save a lot, and make it in a good car, a known car rental company. We have already met 2 people who went there and had problems with smaller rental companies and local ones where the prices are cheaper and ended up attracting the attention of people, but then you have some problems that you don't have with the big ones. So for those who don't know, the big car rental companies that have almost everywhere in Europe and in the world are Eurocar, 60, Thrifty, Dollar, Budget, and Avis, and Alamo is also very good. Any of this is guaranteed. It's difficult to have problems. I won't say guaranteed because there's always some place that has some problem or another, but these are the ones we chose and we never had any problems. And to rent the car, you only need to have a valid national driver's license. They didn't ask for anything more than that. At least if you want to check, send an email to the rental company, but they didn't ask for the PID, which is the international driver's license. We have one. We did it because it was cheap. You go on the website of your city's traffic department and it works from the whole world. So we already have one. We always carry it in our pocket because there are some countries in Europe that ask for it, not all of them. Spain doesn't ask in theory, but it's good if you want to do it. Make your own and go with it, but in practice they only ask for your passport and driver's license. And the golden tip for you to get the best car rental with the lowest prices: use the price comparator. Do not go to the site of each rental company because there is a site. I'll leave the link here below in the description of the video. It's a comparator that's sensational. We used it for all the trips we made all over the world. It compares the price at all these major car rental companies. You put there the airport of Mallorca and the date of your trip. It does a searching all of them and gets unbeatable prices. It gets cheaper prices than the car rental companies themselves because of the strong negotiation, the very high volume of clients they have there. So use the comparator and you will get a car for the lowest possible price. Guys, any doubt you have, any doubt at all, you can send it to me and I'll really help you. If you prefer, it's even easier. Add me on Instagram at @PaiLorenzi, send me a direct message and I'll help you. And take the time to follow us there. We are always traveling around the world, trying to show travel tips in a very cool way and the routine with our little ones that are a blast. And we are living in Orlando right now. This studio here is already in our new house in Orlando. We have been here for a few months now and we are showing you everything. How are the parks, the American life, shopping, prices, food, everything. So enjoy it. Now, an important piece of information, let's talk a little about what the island is like and where to stay on it. The island is big. You will see that it's big in the airport, the harbor also when you arrive. All these main points of the islands are near there from the city of Palma. Even Mallorca is known as Palma de Mallorca too, because Palma is the city, it's the heart of the island. So most of the tourists stay there. You will see that there are a lot of hotels there. The hotels there are cheap compared to others on the island. There are a lot of nice options and it's close to everything. You will be in the middle of the island and there are some beautiful beaches nearby, but for you to go to the top and most beautiful beaches, they are spread all over the island, so it's a very good base point for you to stay there. There are many restaurants, supermarkets, shops, streets, and everything you need. And then having the car, you can go to the sides of the island. Both sides have very beautiful beaches, tourist attractions, you can venture, but it's the best region and the one that everybody chooses to stay. But of course, as in any big place, there are other lodging options. One that we stayed a few days and liked it. We went with a couple of friends. We didn't have Clarinha and Laurinha yet. I was not a father and we liked it to go to these parties, and we ended up in the Magaluf region. Put it on Google, you will see it as much livelier region on the beach too. It's a very nice beach. It's not a paradise beach, but it's a nice beach, and there are several hotels around it, and it has a lot of little bars, clubs, There is a street in the back that it's similar. I am from São Paulo. It looks like Rua Augusta, a little different. It's a total madness with many bars, nightclubs, women dancing. Man, it's crazy, really crazy. I thought it was crazier than Ibiza. So if you want a very lively place, Magaluf could be an option. But if you want the traditional tourism there, choose Palma, which is a sure choice. Palma de Mallorca is going to be the best option for you. You can enjoy the classic beach lifestyle. And there's another region that I'll talk about here, which is for those who want to focus on beach paradise. But just to finish this part of Palma, which is the place that most people choose, this region in the middle of the center is very good. But what happens for those who are driving, sometimes it's a little complicated because there are hotels that don't have parking lots. They are smaller hotels, and for you to walk there right in the middle of the center, it's a little bit difficult. So our tip, if you're going to rent a car, try to get hotels a little bit more around this region. I'll leave the custom map here for you to search, just like the one you see on the screen. I'll leave it here in the description of the video. You click on it, you will open it. There you can get a better notion. If you go around this delimited area, you can get bigger hotels, more spacious ones with parking lots, so you can have nicer lodging there, easier to get to the places. You don't end up going downtown much, and even if you're close to the center, you can walk around. But this is a tip for those who have a car. For those who don't have a car, any region in the middle is totally fine. It's even better if you don't have a car to stay in some places. And folks, the golden tip, do things in advance, especially in Mallorca, but anywhere in the world. For accommodation, the only way you can save a lot of money and get a nice hotel with a good price is in advance. After 1 or 2 weeks, the prices already skyrocket because the rooms are sold out, and the hotels will raise the price of the remaining rooms, so book as soon as possible. This link of the map I'm going to leave here below, the link of the hotel that we stayed there and that we liked. They are already inside a hotel search engine, which is the biggest in the world, for sure you know it. And what do we like about them? They have free cancellation with most hotels. So you enter, see a good price, a good hotel, you guarantee it and book it. If you later on need to change your trip, date, room, region, whatever, or even cancel, the cancellation is free and without any bureaucracy. With a click there, you cancel and that's it. You don't spend anything. So this is the golden tip. Book as soon as possible. If you need to, you can travel later, but make the reservation because it helps you save a lot and you get a much cheaper price. And to close the question of personal accommodation, those who are looking for a lot of beach, who like it, which is very much our profile too, we always like to stay on the beach. I at least like the beach. These beaches in Mallorca are beautiful. If you're focused only on the beach and you don't want to know the center, the things in the center, because there are some nice things to do, we are going to comment here about the center if you want to stay on the beach. A very nice beach, an area that's called Calador. I don't know if it's called Calador or Caladior, which is spelled D with an apostrophe, or a very beautiful place. Anyway, besides being a very beautiful beach, it has many nice hotels for you to stay, most of them in front of the beach or close to the beach, and it's also close to several other beautiful beaches, so with the car you will be 5, 10, 15 minutes from the main beaches. The most beautiful of all, and the one that we think is amazing, is the one that most tourists look for. It's also close by, so you save time. If your thing is the beach, this region is also a very good place to stay, but for those who also like the beach and want to stay in Palma, it's great because in Palma you take a day to go to one beach and another day to go to the other, and you will also enjoy the beaches. But there are people who are furious about the beach and want to stay in front of the beach, next to the beach, so this is another very good option for you. As I said, it's more about the beach lifestyle. You're going to like it. And many people ask, oh, tell us a good hotel. Which hotel did you stay and recommend? So I'll leave the link here to the hotel we stayed at in Palma. It's very good, the price is good, and the location is excellent. I'll leave the link here below in the description too. Take a look, we liked it very much. It's very well located and it was excellent. Excellent service, food, cleaning, everything. We had nothing to complain. The question about restaurants, where to eat, we won't go into detail. Here we won't go into details of the restaurants because there are many options. So our tip is always see what's close by. Don't waste too much time looking for a restaurant because there are local restaurants, all of them are delicious, so enjoy, see which one is closer, Google it on the spot, but there are a lot of nice options, that's for sure. And now the things to do on the island. In the Palma region, which is the center of the region we indicated to stay, there are some very nice things to do, historical and tourist. For those who like to know, the main thing there is the Gothic Cathedral, which was restored by Gaudi. This marked a lot, so you will see that it has several Gothic traces of Gaudi. If you go to Barcelona before, you will realize that Gaudi is their king there. In everything, all the important known works are by Gaudi, so you will easily recognize his traces in this cathedral. So this cathedral is very famous. The visit, I remember it was cheap. We paid less than 10 euros. I don't remember, it was 7 or 8 euros. You can buy it on the official site, and it's very nice to visit and to walk through the streets of the capital, because there are several stores, restaurants, museums, some very charming squares. Have an ice cream or a beer there that is well worth it. It's a very nice tour that you can do to have a lot of fun. And now about the beaches. I'm not going to extend myself too much because there are many beaches there you can explore to research, but I'm going to talk here quickly about the ones we like the most, guys. The one that's most sought after, that the photo is most famous, that everyone sees on the internet, Instagram, and always look for, and that in our opinion was really one of the most beautiful, is Cala des Moro. When you say Cala, you will see that everywhere is Cala. It's bay. They call it a bay, which is a beach that it's enclosed, so it's like a big pool, so they call it Cala when it's a bay. So most of the beaches there are calas, most famous ones, so you will see that everything is cala something. This Cala des Moro is beautiful, guys. It forms kind of a tunnel of rocks that flow into the beach, so it's an incredible natural pool. Take your diving goggles and a snorkel to swim there by yourself. You can see a lot of fish, a lot of things. We spent the whole day there diving alone. It's really nice. It's about an hour by car. If you're there in the capital of Palma, you can get there in an hour, spend the day there, take a towel and umbrella in the car, in your trunk, and you can extend it. You don't have to worry about stopping and searching where there's a chair, where there's not, paying sometimes very high prices for an umbrella, chair. Then you can better explore the beaches. And there was a small beach that was very close, 5 minutes away. It was not even 10 minutes to get there. We also like its La Munia, which was very nice. It's a very small beach. It's formed by rocks and it's not very crowded. The sea has a beautiful color. We ended up visiting it very quickly. We dived and stayed there, but it was an easy stop because it's only 5 minutes away. So try to put in there a same day in your itinerary that it's also worth visiting. And close to these beaches, you being on this side, there's a place called Mondragon Natural Park. It's very nice because there are some nice beaches inside, and it's only 15 minutes away from Cala des Moro, which is the first one we talked about. Park your car and walk about 5 minutes. You get there in Cala Mondragon. That is their exclusive beach, which is part of the natural park, and then you take a very nice trail. You have to walk a little bit, guys. It was more or less 20-25 minutes walking. It's very quiet, but you arrive at Cala des Borgit or des Borgit, I don't know how you say. It's beautiful, much more empty than the first one, and it's an incredible natural beauty. These were the ones we liked the most. I won't go into all of them because there are many. We took the car and we searched by Google where there was a beach and we stopped it. It was very nice. There are signposts and there are some that can be a little more distant, so research beforehand, see if it's busy, if it's crowded. But those that are in the lower part of the islands are beautiful and have a lot of cool options to explore. The things you're gonna do there's a lot of things to do. You just have to search and see if the place is nice or not, see if it's worth it to go, and then you go there and have fun. And a tip that I thought I would never give about Mallorca that I saw there and that people like a lot is the shopping. There's an outlet there in Mallorca that's very nice to know, and if you have a car you can quickly get there. It's called Mallorca Fashion Outlet. It always gets me confused. I use it to call it Mallorca Outlet, but it's Mallorca Fashion Outlet. It's not so huge as the outlets in the United States, Madrid, Barcelona, that have huge malls, very good for shopping, but it's a very nice place and it has many stores that are Nike, Lacoste, Gap, Calvin Klein, Guess, all the famous stores that we look for to shop abroad that are there. So if you have a day to spare, go there and do a little shopping. Our recommendation, as the beaches that are so beautiful, focus your day in Mallorca to visit the beaches and leave the shopping in Barcelona, Madrid, or some other capital that you will pass through, because the prices are a little bit better and there are many more options, and you don't spend precious days in Mallorca to spend inside stores. But of course, it's personal taste. Who wants to go and like the stores, go there too, because it's a very cool one, and different outlets, different places to go. If you like to buy, just go ahead. And an important tip for you guys to get around in all these places, use the GPS. Search for restaurants, hours, store hours, visit the beaches, communicate and everything. You need to use your cell phone a lot. And there, as it's an island, there are places where Wi-Fi doesn't even work. So our tip is go with an international travel chip in your cell phone so you can use it easily, because it's not even that it helps too much, it's essential in the trip. So it helps us a lot. We use it all the time and for everything. For those who don't know, when you travel abroad, the very good, easier and cheaper ways to buy a prepaid international chip. There are some companies that sell them, because if you use the international roaming of your career from your country abroad, it's very expensive. It usually costs a fortune. So what we do and what everybody does is to buy a chip. There are some very good companies that sell this chip, so I'll leave here in the description of the video for you also the link of the chip that we always buy, that are very good. This signal worked everywhere. You go in and choose the plan you want. They help you in the online chat if you need to ask them a question, but they have a very good and very cheap Euro plan. So you choose there 2 or 5 gigs and buy it. You get there, put the chip in, activate it, and you can use the internet without any problems. We use it everywhere and it worked very well. So we highly recommend that you buy the chip. And closing the important tips, travel insurance. For those who don't know, travel insurance is mandatory for several, practically all countries in Europe personally, and Spain is included in those countries. So you need an international travel insurance. Don't travel abroad without one, especially for Europe, that's mandatory. The insurance ends up being very cheap. It covers you from several unforeseen events and headaches that you may have. So our tip, use a comparator. There is a comparator similar to the car rental one that compares all travel insurance companies and finds the best insurance for incredible prices. I'll leave it here in the description of the video as well. This comparator is very good. In 5 minutes you search for all the insurance, put the amount of days of your trip, hire, and that's it. You print out the policy and take it with you, and the prices are too good. We never find the cheaper price. We always use this comparator in all the trips. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe here to our channel, because it really helps us a lot. And don't forget to check out the other videos there from Spain that are very good. There are several from Barcelona. There's the itinerary from all these islands. There are the Ibiza videos that they recommend all the tips, what to do in Ibiza, where to stay, and there are videos about Mallorca and Formentera as well. So check it out. There are a lot of nice things, and I'll leave here the playlist with all the videos here on the side for you to watch. So thanks a lot, guys, and have a